Greetings. This is someone named Dean. Welcome to some more Kentucky Route Zero. Hope you're having a good day today. I'm doing well. It's the weekend. Taking a small break this morning to play some Kentucky Route Zero because I feel like it. I got a busy day ahead of me. We have a family barbecue coming over later. Yeah, a family's barbecue is coming over to our house later. No, we are hosting a barbecue for family, one of our many families, and we'll be doing a kind of an announcement just to let everyone know that my wife is expecting and my son will be a big brother, and it should be good. My wife's sister came over to spend the night, and she was spending a lot of time with my son, and been a real help kind of getting everything prepared and organized. And in a little bit I will have to run out, do some grocery shopping, and kind of preparing here and there for the barbecue throughout the week. Not that it's like a big thing, it's just always busy, so sometimes you gotta do things here and there. Like yesterday I ran out, grabbed some propane for the barbecue, and then the day before we grabbed some groceries, and then today we're grabbing more groceries for things we forgot. That's just how it goes. But anyways, let's get started. So this is the integral chapter between 4 and 5. I already forgot what it was called. Let's just confirm what it's called. Un Pueblo de Nada. That's what it's called. Alright. Oh boy. Right. So, I hope you're having a good day today. I'm doing well, other than having to restart this sequence again. Well, while this is happening, I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. Yeah, it's been a good week. Just a busy one. Yeah, it's always busy. Okay, now let's get started for real. Oh, did I have this? Testing?
There we are. I'm not late, am I? Who is this person? Late for... Oh, sorry. I'm Maya. Right. The traveling artist. Welcome. I'm Emily. I, work here. Great. Rita says you're the producer. Oh, did she? I guess so. I do a little bit of everything. Yeah, I know the feeling. You weren't around earlier. At the lunch thing? No, I don't live in town. I just come in to work on the station. Really? That's quite a hike, isn't it? I know some shortcuts.
Whoops. Sorry. I mapped some different buttons on my keyboard, so normally where I have the button is now my, I guess, default voice Because I realized by doing that, I can free up a spot on my stream deck. Because I have the 3x5. And because I switched to my normal voice, I should just have it on my keyboard. But I'm going to have to train some muscle memory. So I'm assuming her shortcuts is probably traversing the Kentucky Route Zero. Because we see this trio kind of teleport in and out, and they're just everywhere. And when I say trio, I mean, I'm assuming this is Emily, and we got, I think, Ben and Bob over here. Let's kind of zoom out. Yep. They seem to be a traveling group, and I don't know, they're always kind of just around the main characters for some reason. I mean, I think they're just recurring people. Just also on a journey.
I should make sure she's comfortable. So, do you... No, I'm fine. Thanks. I'll just find somewhere to perch until you folks are ready. I've got a lot to digest. Mentally, I mean. Well, and it was a big lunch. But I spent most of the afternoon examining the mounds. Oh? The burial mounds? Yeah. That's why we came down here. To see them up close and make some sketches. They're amazing, right? They make me uncomfortable, to be honest. It seems kind of weird to build a town in a graveyard. Sure. Every town has a graveyard. But usually a town comes first. Okay. I'll check if Rita's ready. You can just hang out back here somewhere. We'll let you know when it's time to come on set. Great. Thanks for having me. You too. I mean, you know what I mean. Ugh. Why am I so awkward with visitors here? Just used to seeing the same 12 people day in and day out, I guess?
Okay, so in Kentucky Route Zero fashion, I mean, it seems like every interquel chapter kind of does something a little bit unexpected. I mean, the first one between 1 and 2, Limits and Demonstration, you're the three of them kind of walking in a circle examining stuff. And then we had the entertainment where you're essentially, I guess, a person sitting at a table from a first-person perspective. And then, I can't remember the name of the third one, but you're next to a phone receiver, or, telephone, dialing a hotline or something. And I guess it's the three of them trying to call a tourism phone number to traverse the Echo River, which is what the last chapter was kind of about, at least for a portion of it. And now it looks like we're kind of experimenting with a different perspective where we can look around at things, which is actually kind of cool. So... oh, I'm getting a phone call for some reason. Well, give me 1 second. Maybe it's my groceries. Okay, so that was my groceries. I kind of forgot that my wife last night, she just did a grocery order pickup because we were going to be busy today. So I just have to run over to the grocery store and just park outside and grab it. Only costs $1, so yeah, I'm going to go do that then. So I guess I'll be right back. Well, I already have this loaded up. Maybe I'll switch it up a bit. Here we go. So I guess this is an Easter egg for this chapter if you stand around doing nothing. I came back from grabbing groceries and I just noticed it said bored, and I was like, how did that happen? And then I just idled for a bit. Maybe like 1 minute, and it shows up and it goes away when you... Right, okay. Hey, I'm back. So yeah, I totally forgot that my wife had arranged for us to grab some groceries. Drove over to... And yeah, you just wait outside, you phone the number, tell them the stall you're in, and it's all good to go. Except the weird thing is, they phoned me, I showed up, and I was like, hey, I got a phone call. It's like, oh, what's your time slot? I was like, oh, it's not until much later. It's like, oh, well, we were just confirming we completed your order, but it's not ready. I was like, but you just told me it was. So then I had to kind of get them to understand, and then they were like, oh yeah, it is actually ready. But it'll be a while because there's several people ahead of you. And then I looked to my left and right, and there's no one there. And then like 2 minutes later, they were out. So yeah, just a little bit of strange miscommunication there. Anyways, yeah. Other than that, it was a nice little drive. You know, weather's great. Blasting some music, pretending I know how to sing, and yeah, let's continue. Okay. Might have to zip out again in a bit because I realized I want to get some corn for the barbecue. And sometimes there's these little kiosks that you can buy corn from, but they were closed at this time. All right, let's continue.
Looks like the ceiling is holding up okay. Just the usual leaks. Looks like I just made it before the sky broke open. If it gets any worse, we might be stuck in town tonight. How is the floor staying dry? Our left boot has a hole. Actually, hold on.
So hey, I'm back. And I guess this is some sort of Easter egg in the game. I guess, I don't know if it's in all the chapters, but I guess I came back and discovered, hey, it says for some reason bored on the screen, which is kind of interesting. So who knows if it's just tied to this chapter or not, but that's cool. So yeah, I zipped on out. I forgot that my wife had ordered groceries online last night. And I got a phone call that they were prepared a couple hours early. So I was like, okay, awesome, sweet. Zipped over to, whatchamacallit, to pick up the groceries, you know. Sat outside, called the number that I was supposed to in the stall, and then had to have a bit of a conversation because they were like, oh, actually, we were just calling you to confirm that the order was made. And then I was like, wait, are you sure? I was told to come pick it up early. And they're like, nope, it was just a confirmation thing. And so that's all. I was like, could you please double check? Because I've never had that happen before. And then after a minute, they were like, oh yeah, actually it's ready. We'll be outside in just a couple minutes. But it might take a minute, or it will take a while because there's 5 people ahead of you. And then I look left and right, and I'm the only person parked in these stalls. So then, yeah, a couple minutes later, they come out with the groceries. And I was like, well, okay, well, maybe just a little bit of miscommunication, but all good. Got the groceries, everything was fine, the drive was nice. I had meant to pick up some corn from a kiosk I see along the road on the way to... But it doesn't look like it it doesn't open until the initial time I was going to grab the groceries, so I will have to zip out again anyways. But yeah, so continuing. Let's figure out what's going on here. So, looks like, oh, actually, let me just make sure, yeah, voice mod, yep, voice mod is active. So I missed what it said, but I think it said...
It looks like I just got here in time before the sky ripped open. If it gets any worse, we might be stuck in town tonight. Looks like the ceiling is holding up okay. Just the usual leaks. At least the floor is staying dry. The lift boot has a hole.
Right. It's gonna be hard not to do the whole, because on my keyboard I have 6 Elgato shortcuts, and normally the button that I have for is now my regular voice. I mapped it to the keyboard in case I didn't already mention that. Maybe I did, but it just seemed logical to have it so I can have more slots on my Stream Deck to map to other voices, but muscle memory is just gonna make me go, so I'm gonna have to work on that. But yeah, I figure this is actually probably a good shot for my episode number thing, so I'm just gonna go do this. And to those just tuning in for the first time potentially for my stream, I'm not even streaming, I'm just recording. I'm trying to do a thing where maybe I can trick the algorithm when I upload it to select this as a thumbnail image. That's my hope. I haven't actually got to I haven't had the chance to actually test it because I still have a lot of backlog of videos to upload. Most of them are actually rendered, which is nice. Oh, and there's those that's that writing again. Nice. But I'm hoping it'll automatically detect it, and then if not, then I can just always take a screen caption. It'll be a lot faster because it's just in game. So less work on my part, which means I can just continue doing this with my limited time, and doing this as the Let's Play stuff. Man, I'm prattling on. Okay, anyways, continuing. Yeah, I guess we're gonna figure out what this integral chapter is about. Ben and Bob working on a project. Or should I say...
Ben and Bob working on a project. We found that radio in the woods a week or 2 ago. I cleaned the circuits with rubbing alcohol and left it in the sun. Seems like it was working okay again. So why are they taking it apart?
Maybe they're getting mysterious broadcasts from Weaver and they're trying to look into it. I don't know.
I hope the neighbors are okay. Miss you, Cross-Eye.
I don't know what Cross-Eye is referring to. Maybe it used to be something from Emily's history here? You know, I kind of like this third-person style the game has going on. I feel like if they wanted to, the devs could totally make like a third-person point and click in the style where you can maybe move around with like tank controls and just hover over things. So there's neat like little visual things going on too. You kind of see it happening. I don't want to start the show quite yet. Just want to see what's around.
Oh. James left a patch wired up on the image processor. Nice. Maybe there'll be time to play with it after the show. Slow-mo crow. Keep an eye on the control board. Keep up the good work, Mo. The video databank. It used to be on the other side of the room, and the couch was in this corner. We moved it here where the ceiling is least leaky. It's further from the windows, too, so sunlight doesn't bleach the labels. So much of archiving is just playing hide and seek with weather. Alright. Kyrana's here to help with the weather report. That should be cool. Emil gets a lot more into it when he has some noise to vibe on.
Not sure. I think we've heard of Kyrano a couple times. I don't know if we know Elmo, and I'm not sure who this gentleman is. But I guess we're going to continue. Okay.
Time to start the show. Okay. Ready when you are.
I wonder if I should get a voice for this character.
How does it look outside? Gross. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Saturn is in retrograde. What does that even mean? Yep. Think it'll let up? I guess we'll see what Elmo says. My poor tomatoes. Okay, in 3, 2. Hi, it's Rita. This is your evening broadcast, 8192. Wow, it's really raining out there. Damn, I can hear it from here. We have a few leaks. Put some pots and bowls underneath them. Thanks, Ron, for lending us your extra pots and bowls. I hope you had a good day, despite the weather. Although, it was really nice earlier, right? I had a good day today. I met a new friend. She's gonna join us in about a minute or so. Maybe you saw her earlier, around lunch, or you didn't meet her, well, then you'll meet her in a minute. Or if you met her already, but you still want to hang out, I'm sure there's plenty that we can chat about. Wow, so this is 8192. Is that right, Emily? Sounds reasonable. Yep. That's a lot of broadcasts. I came in around the 5s, so I've only been around for half of them. And back then, in the 5s, let's see, I did Night Noise, and we had the Swap Show, and the Bird Show. And people were just coming in and dropping off tapes all the time, and now, well, now it's just the evening broadcast. But it's not like, I'm not saying we're in decline or anything like that. I love the evening broadcast. I think it was the first show we had on here. It was the first show not produced by the power company. It was the first community show. Yeah. Those hypnotic, fuzzy old tapes about safe wiring. There were a few power company training videos that ran before, but those don't count. Yeah, so it's the spine of the station. Or maybe it's the heart. Or is it the skin? What part of the WEVP body you think this is? Why don't you come on by and tell us about it? We're gonna be here for another 30 minutes or so. Or, if you don't want to brave the storm, you can always give us a call. Same number as always. 270-216-556.
I'm just gonna take a snapshot of this and see if in that episode where you can dial numbers, if I can call that. I'm just curious. Just curious.
Okay. We're going to start with a tape. This is an old one. It's one of mine. But maybe you haven't seen it. Or, if you've seen it, it's been a while. So maybe you've forgotten.
Oh, someone named Ron is swearing. Wonder what's going on.
What?
I don't know who Ron is. I bet Ron is the bigger fella in the back.
She asked me to queue up her tape on Pueblo de Nada.
Where is it?
I don't know.
It's probably still shelved. I'll find it.
Ron silently mouths, thank you. Well, I guess we go over to here.
Rita's tape should be on a shelf back here.
Emily scans the shelf of videotapes.
I had these alphabetically. Can't keep anything here organized for long. We should put this all in chronological order. Although I guess it's hard to remember sometimes the order of things. And some of these tapes were made at the same time. Or we started one video and then started another in the middle. Then came back later and... time is out of joint. It's like a sleeping beach. Oh, wait a minute. Ron said he'd start filing the old stuff by language, so... Favorite tires, that's English. Disagreeable birds, also English. The zone, that's in Japanese. Fiestas salvage, fitting armor. And Pueblo de Nada, aha! What would you all do without me?
Okay, I guess we got the tape.
Cue up Rita's tape now. Here you go, Mo. Hold off on playing until Rita's done setting it up. Thanks, babe. Burp. Ready when you are, Rita. Some people that lived here a long time ago, before the company town, before the airstrip, like over 100 years ago. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it. Ready, Emily?
Well, she made a whistling sound. Is it? Oh, you know, it's probably playing. I guess we'll find out in a second.
Oh, the sign isn't getting wet. Sherry just repainted it.
So this is that station associated with Weaver. I'm starting to wonder if maybe all those VHS tapes that were on the Muskie Mammoth are just various tapes from the area back here.
Oh, it made me think of a dog.
Pero hasta ese edificio ha sido modificado y reparado
This is cool.
extensamente.
Have you seen it before?
Probablemente ninguna de las estructuras presentes son originales. Las otras estructuras
She being
construidas por el
genuine right
pueblo
now.
fueron
Just making small
destruidas
talk.
y recicladas durante su tiempo aquí.
Honestly, it makes me kind of sleepy.
La única razón por la cual conocemos
I
de
know what
esas
you mean.
esculturas
I used to date a
o cualquier
filmmaker.
otra cosa
He
del
worked in a
pueblo
similar
es por las
style.
anotaciones detalladas
Sideshow
que
Gothic.
escribieron, sellaron y preservaron en la biblioteca.
He did stuff for the History Channel, like really dry shows about war, the banality of the trenches. It's not a bad way to learn about history, though.
Ellos creían que los comportamientos humanos, físicos, sociales, psicológicos, emocionales,
I have to
espirituales,
edit this.
todos estos
It took us
comportamientos
all of a
son
week
fenómenos que
coming
se
in here
forman
after
a
the
base
day's
de
broadcasts were done. With the night loop running in the background, we'd play her narration on cassette and write down times, and script frame by frame through the video and try to cut it just so.
Luego hacían más
Excruciating.
cambios y así seguían experimentalmente. Así que lo único que conservaron fueron sus
It is
anotaciones.
history, right? Or is it just a
Estaban
story?
dispuestos a abandonar cualquier cosa. En cualquier momento,
This seems kind of sad now. I guess it's kind of a memorial. Those are always sad. A memorial to the people who used to live here.
No sabemos cuál fue su experimento final, el que los deshizo.
Or
Pues
is there
no
even
quedó
a
nadie
difference?
para anotar.
Although, now the tape is just here, on a shelf.
Probablemente
Every
fue
once in a
una
while, we
catástrofe
dust it
natural
off and it
y no
shuffles
una
around the
falla de
areas again,
jabón o
like an
seguridad.
old dog.
Si hubiesen experimentado con alguna receta o
Sorry.
una nueva escultura y
Did
los
I say
hubiesen
something
envenenado
wrong?
o enterrado, seguramente alguno de esos científicos hubiese
Oh,
escrito
no.
algún documento justo antes de morir. Así
I'm
de fuerte
sorry.
fue su compromiso al
I
proceso.
just have some weird
No, debe haber sido algo que socavó su fe en el proyecto.
going on in my head tonight.
Completamente.
You know what I mean?
Sure. It's okay.
Sorry, spaced out.
Don't worry about it.
You should.
Oh, should I go sit?
Yeah. It's almost over.
Quaint little room. Okay. Piles of dirt? Why does this say piles of dirt? Interesting.
Next up is Maya's interview.
But before we continue, I'm just gonna be right back. 1 second. Hello again. I just had to check on my kiddo and the wife and I guess sister-in-law just to see how things were going and if there's any new plans for the barbecue happening later today. So I found out that my wife's uncle, who's driving from, I think it was, he had some Jeep troubles. His Jeep, I guess it broke down. It like overheated or something. I don't know the issue. I mean, I imagine because he went to Japan, maybe it was sitting around for a while, but who knows? Had some sort of check engine light, some oil issue, and then and we hadn't heard from him for a while, but it turns out that, and this is a very unfortunate story, I guess when his car broke down, he had to use the washroom. There's a nearby porta potty, and I guess he put his cell phone in his shirt pocket, and then I guess he leaned down at some point and it fell into the porta potty. So his cell phone is just gone, and he was able to contact my wife using the hotel phone, which is good. But it's interesting how convenient technology is to get a hold of someone, and then suddenly it's just like, oh, why aren't you instantly responding? Like, why is it taking 8 to 12 hours to hear from you when we were supposed to hear from you? And well, I mean, we knew he was supposed to come by in like an hour yesterday, and then it's like, oh, something weird's going on. But now we know. So it's very unfortunate. And yeah, I could pick him up, but he's like 4 hours away right now. And he also has to stay with his vehicle to repair it, so it doesn't really make sense to go get him. Plus, I actually don't even know where he is technically, like specifically where he's staying. I think I know the town, but anyways, it's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll see him tomorrow or the day after, and then also share the news about my wife's expecting another baby. So yeah, anyways, let's continue, shall we? Alright, let's do it.
So, where are you staying tonight?
Here in town.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Even before the storm came in, I thought it'd be nice to get some rest before the long hike back to the highway. Ron offered his loft.
What?
He said I could sleep in his loft.
Uh-oh.
Oh, honey. He's talking about his barn. Ron. Nobody wants to sleep in your barn.
Ron shrugs. I forgot what voice I had for Ron.
It's not haunted.
Hauntings aside, it's not a very comfortable barn. I mean, I can sleep anywhere, but I think the last time Bob slept in there, he needed a tetanus shot after. But that's Bob. He's a hypochondriac. I'm not even sure he really needed it.
Well, I guess on the note of that, I think you're supposed to get like a tetanus shot every 10 years or something, in case you deal with like metal fabrication. You know, I think if you get like tetanus, it can result in some sort of jaw issue, lockjaw or something. Is that what it's called? And yeah, so if you stepped on a rusty nail, then yeah, you probably should get a tetanus shot. But usually you want to have it before you have to deal with that stuff. Oh, and ignore that. It's my work alarm, except I'm not at work today because I don't work today. have the day off today.
You'll stay at my place.
Oh, thanks.
With that storm coming, I should probably find somewhere to stay out here tonight. Maybe I'll just sleep here in the studio.
Do you need anything?
Actually, do you have an extra toothbrush?
It'd be nice to sleep under the stars.
I think I do, actually. Yeah.
Oh my god. I've been in the woods, you know.
Right.
I actually used a twig this morning. I kind of chewed up one end.
No stars tonight, though.
I've done that.
Really? I'm disappointed. I thought I invented it.
Even better, you can chew on some pine needles. It really freshens your breath. I mean, it's not perfect.
Wow, that's roughing it. Just close your eyes and pretend, I guess.
Right, exactly. And even then, it's just not the same as real toothpaste.
You know, she's Emily here is asking the question I was starting to wonder. I mean, not that I am one to talk, because if you're watching my quote-unquote Someone Named Dean show here on YouTube or whatever platform this will be on, whenever you see it eventually, I just go on tangents and ramble. And it's just uploaded, I guess, and I guess they're doing the same thing.
Do they know we're rolling?
Emily waves to Rita. To camera.
Oh, okay. Hi, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said, that was from, it's several years old. I can't remember exactly.
I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, thank you, Maya.
I guess Emily here is whispering to Ron.
What's next?
I brought in a tape.
Oh, okay. You good?
All queued up.
I'm gonna check on the boys.
Yeah, that sucks about my my wife's uncle, or I guess our uncle, because we're married. Dropping a phone down a porta potty. That's rough. Especially nowadays, phones are so tied to, what was it, two-factor authentication. So sometimes having your phone number is necessary for logging into websites nowadays and all that stuff. Banking information, it's definitely hurts to lose a cell phone, especially under those circumstances. I'll have to see if I have like an old one kicking around. Maybe I can lend him like my old Android. It has a battery issue, but it'd be better than nothing. But we'll have to see what happens anyways. I guess we're gonna check on Ben and Bob here.
What the hell are they doing?
Ben and Bob are seated on the couch, poking at the electronic innards of a radio.
So So then it will mute while it scans between stations.
Okay. Because that's where they live, right?
No. You just want that constant static noise.
Right. The noise. That's where they live.
They don't live anywhere, dude. They're ghosts.
Okay. Why does it matter where you tune the radio?
It's like the soil in your garden. You need rich soil, right? Mashed up. Rotted leaves and stuff. Like compost.
Oh. Hey, how's the show?
Just a normal night. Good. Always fun to have a guest.
Something for the shut-ins.
A few old folks who never leave their homes. Like the frog lady. I've never seen the inside of her home, but Ron said she's up to several hundred frogs, at least. They used to just live in her bathtub. Then someone saw her collecting old sinks and basins from abandoned houses. That's our little town. Stragglers, weirdos, and ghost hunters.
The radio crackles as it scans rapidly across the spectrum. Snippets of voices mix with colored noise and unfamiliar interference patterns.
Did you hear that?
That was definitely a voice from beyond the grave. Sounded like,
I clearly heard dogwood in there.
yeah, kinda. Sounded more like dogwood to me.
What the hell is dogwood?
Man, I don't tell the ghosts what to say.
Did you hear that, Emily?
I'm gonna assume it's dogwood because this game is about finding Dogwood Drive. Hey, who knows? Maybe Ben, Bob, and Emily here join up with Shannon and the rest to deliver whatever is in Conway's truck. I guess we're gonna find out.
Must have been dogwood. Dogwood, of course.
I guess it doesn't matter. The ghost voices don't really come out until you play back the recording later.
They only exist in recordings, like a copy without an original. A mirror reflecting something that isn't in the room.
Eerie. Like the mounds.
The burial mounds here in town? You think they're haunted?
No. Or, sure, probably. But I meant they're like the reflection. The people who made them lived hundreds of years ago. That whole society is long gone, and now we just have these lingering echoes, without any trace of context.
Yeah, that is kind of eerie.
So the ghosts speak and we can't hear it, but the tape recorder can hear it. Is that right?
I don't know. Sometimes I think it's more like the recording itself is a ghost. Like, that's what ghosts are. Recordings of events that didn't happen. When something keeps leaving new marks even after it's gone. False memories.
the town looks really empty in the rain. I wonder if that's true in all cities, too, if rain makes them all look empty. I'm trying to remember. What's a big city I've been in when it rained? Oh, Chicago. Downpour on Western Avenue. We took shelter in a gas station. Does it just look empty because everyone stays inside?
Yeah, probably. I mean, a lot of people just kind of want to avoid getting wet, I guess. But that's not always the case. Depending on where you go, sometimes there's still traffic, there's still cars. There's kind of like, I don't know, a beauty to the rain where the ground just reflects everything that you see. Kind of makes the whole city feel alive in a very different way.
No, there's something uncanny about a town in a thunderstorm. It's like a reanimated corpse.
A city, probably not, because there's just so much activity in a city that it doesn't feel unusual. But I think smaller towns, probably. Small towns are already quiet as it is, just makes them quieter. But I think in busy, bustling cities, rain isn't going to stop anyone from doing anything. Well, I guess rain isn't going to stop anyone who needs to do anything, truly, but, you know, I guess it's based on population.
Ugh. More leaks. This is not sustainable. The bowls on the floor are getting full pretty quickly. I hope somebody's planning to empty these. Somebody else. James has been working on a circuit diagram for a while now.
It's drawing something. Just take a sip of coffee here. Lib GFX.
The diagram has been up on the chalkboard for at least a couple months. It's a schematic for some essential component in the image processor. Nobody understands it but James. That's the point. He's trying to clean it up and simplify it a bit. They'll publish a simplified diagram and everyone can build an image processor. Meanwhile, it's like hieroglyphics in here. The schematic seems to get more eerie the longer James is away. He understands it, which keeps it tethered in the realm of the human. Otherwise, it might as well be lichen.
I don't know if I noticed it, but that's weird. Is that meant to happen? I don't think so. Oh, okay. All right. I was just saying I'm noticing the floor is getting more progressively wet. I wonder if this place is gonna flood.
I love the oscilloscope.
If you're new to this channel here, I butcher all my words that I don't know how to say.
You can plug in any signal in here, and it shows up on the screen. Sound waves, video signals, even just a weak electrical signal with no other purchase on the senses. You can expect electronic sounds that are usually too low frequency to detect. Sometimes it takes a little tuning. James used this to show me the guest in our wiring here in town. It's a low hum, barely even a hum, because it's too slow to be audible. A slow, gentle oscillation that offsets every other electrical signal in town. James hasn't been able to figure out what causes the hum, but it's okay. It's too subtle to cause any real problems for us. It's just there. It's Ron's big moment.
Okay. So, okay, Ron. Anything you want to tell us about that tape?
Everything on that tape was wild.
Sorry, I'm getting text messages and phone calls for some reason. Why is today so busy? Interesting. Let's just mute that.
Really? Everything?
Wild stuff indeed.
Even the horses?
Everything on that tape was wild.
Planes used to leave these thick black marks on the runway at our little airstrip. I guess it was from coming in so fast on such a short runway, or maybe cheap tires. I don't really know.
Were the horses wild? I thought those were horses. I thought those were horses here.
Oh, the neighbors? We call the horses here the neighbors. No, I didn't recognize that one. I don't think there are any wild horses anymore.
Really? How could that be?
Oh, well, they've all been domesticated.
Are the neighbors domesticated?
We don't own them. No, they're, feral?
The tracks would bleach out in the sun, but then the next time it rained, they'd appear again as oily after images on the runway. Now it's been decades since anyone has landed here, but those marks still come out when it rains.
Oh, right. In your documentary, you said that the people who used to live here had freed their horses.
Exactly. But you can free your pet cat, but it won't turn back into a panther.
Right.
That's a kind of haunting. A kind of ghost. Like Ben was saying. But everything is a ghost around here these days. It's a ghost town, with people still living in it, against all reason. Despite all the pain in this town's history, the Pueblo de Nada vanished, the airship went bankrupt, the company town buckled under guilt and exploitation, even the first people here. All we have left of them is their graves.
What about the dogs?
Yeah, Ron. Was the dog wild?
Everything on that tape was wild.
I don't know what my voice is. Yeah, I guess this tangent Emily is going on is talking about how memories of things after they're long gone can haunt you. I guess it's true, like, I don't know, a picture of an old friend or even like a trinket or a gift from them. I mean, I have a shoebox right now full of just knickknacks of, I guess, you know, just little mementos people have given me throughout the years. Like a porcelain heart and a felt Donkey Eeyore, stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't talk to those people anymore. I wouldn't even know what to say if I reached out to them. It's been too long. Life changes trajectories. We all change. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes we just become different people. I mean, I know one part of the reason I kind of grow distant from people is struggling with depression and all that, but also, well, when my mom got sick, I just put a lot of energy elsewhere, and some people stayed in my life, and some people left. And I didn't mean to neglect people. I just had to shift focus onto my mom and, at the time, my pregnant wife and my family. That's just how it goes sometimes. I hope they're doing okay, though. The people that I lost in touch with.
I just hope our ending isn't so dramatic. Maybe we can just decline peacefully into irrelevance, and then one day stop, completely unnoticed. That sounds nice.
It did look wild to me.
I guess it's a matter of perspective.
I'm not sure I agree, but now it's time for the weather. Thanks again, Ron.
We're hanging on long past our expiration date.
Well, the weather should be pretty wild. I can hear it for myself right now.
Yeah, getting pretty intense out there. Do you get storms like this a lot?
More and more.
Right, of course.
And then, of course, there's the actual ghost.
Alright, here's Elmo with the weather report, and lucky us, we also have Kyrao Cole, who stopped by to add some drama, musically. I hear he's gonna be at the Rum Colony later tonight if you need a cocktail after the show. So, let's go live to Elmo for the weather report.
Oh, is Elmo ready? Should make sure the camera's pointed in the right direction. Oh, good. Standing water on the floor and a hole in my boot. Cool. My socks are getting wet.
I hate wet socks. I'm sure she's being sarcastic here.
I love to have wet socks.
You know, back in the day when I used to have to walk to work, and it's gonna sound like an old man story. Back in the day, I used to walk to work an hour, work anywhere between an 8 to 12 hour shift, and then walk back home. It wasn't uphill both ways, mind you. It was downhill, then uphill. So the uphill was kind of harder on the way home. But sometimes it would be torrential downpour, and I didn't really care as long as my feet were dry. If my feet got wet, I'm not a fan of that. But I don't care if my head is soaked, the rest of my body's soaked. As long as my feet are fine, I'm okay. Well, he's jamming out. What is going on, buddy? Are you... Okay, alright. Cool.
Elmo and Kyrano are killing this weather report. Hey.
Hey!
This is so trippy. How did he work out these ratios of oil, water, and dyes? It seems so precise the way he drips them, in one little half drop at a time. Must have been a lot of trial and error, just staring at a circle of light on the wall, Drip, drip, drip. Where do you get your supplies, Elmo?
Oh, Ben has a guy in... Oh wait, you mean this projection stuff? I mail ordered these candle dyes. This other stuff is just mineral oil, like you could get at the drugstore. The projector? Someone just left it here, man. Incredible. Actually, it was that girl who does the private video stuff. You know, jamming our signal?
Weaver.
Yeah, our resident ghost.
Ghost? You really think she's dead?
Does it matter?
What voice? I don't know. It's like, oh, I'll try to do an Elmo voice, but I can't. Oh, it sounds terrible. Okay.
What does he mean by that? You don't think it matters?
No. Alive or dead, a ghost is just what happens when a person is gone but still taking up space. Hey, you think she'll get us tonight? It's about time, right?
He's right. Or we're about due.
Plus, Saturn's in retrograde. So I
hear. Not that she keeps a strict schedule, but it's never longer than a month or two between. Oh, what does Mimi call them?
Okay, Mimi is a character. What was it? Along the Echo River, Conway, Ezra, and Shannon stopped by the Radvinsky Center, and Shannon filled a survey, and I think it was two characters named Jen and Mimi were watching footage, but this was much like a time frame way later than I guess chapter 4. At least that was the implication. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really understand what's going on in this game. It's interesting. It's all about people and their circumstances, I guess. I'm starting to wonder if that thing Ron was talking about where he saw a bunch of horses and then a dog that looked domesticated. I wonder if that's Blue, or I think Homer, the Conway's dog, Lysette's dog. I wonder if he captured that somehow on camera. Anyways, continuing.
I know they're bad for general vibes around here, but can I be honest?
Emily nods in mock gravity.
I kinda like it when she busts in and takes over our signal. It's like a log falling on the road. Reminds you that this all used to be trees.
Interventions. That's what Mimi calls it. It's been going on for a couple of years now.
Her performances were cool though.
I never saw her perform, but I heard about it.
Oh yeah, I saw her do it a few times. I was into it.
That first time she jammed her signal and showed up in our broadcasts, I didn't know who she was. She'd already disappeared when I came in and took over her whole job. She did lectures, right?
Yeah, you could say that. I thought of them as storytelling sessions.
Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this voice?
She taught for hours and shuffled through slide after slide of shapes, numbers, weird constellations. Who knows what any of it meant?
Everyone was so excited and confused, and stared, a little, on the defensive. They still are. And this was her projector.
Maybe I can change Elmo's voice here because I can't even do an Elmo voice. Maybe I can take it lower.
Right. I don't...
I don't know where she got it, though. Still works really well. I got a spare bulb at the resale shop, but I haven't had to use it yet.
It's strange. I never think of what she's doing as hostile, really. Sounds like Elmo has the same impression. What happened to the rest of her stuff?
I bet her slides are still here in the studio. Maybe with the posters? Sherry has all Weaver's old notebooks. I know that. She keeps them in her archive. You know, the big blue filing cabinet.
With the daisies painted on.
Yeah. Anyway, the really hard part is to find is these two pieces of glass. They have to be paired very precisely. I had to get these from the clock store over at Glasgow. That's where they come from. Clock faces.
Thanks for the tips, dude.
Anytime, dude.
I don't know if that voice is any better. Interesting. How's the condition? Yeah, this corner seems okay. Maybe the puddle isn't getting bigger. I don't know. I'm under the impression it is, but we'll have to see what happens.
Looks like the ceiling tiles are swelling a little bit. Is that really happening? Are we about to get drenched? Well, back to you, Rita.
Thanks, Elmo and Kyrano. So, next we have a selection from the video databank. You're gonna like this one. Maya, this one's about caves. Yeah, local caves. We play this one a lot. It's pretty cool.
Oh, the telephone is ringing.
Oh, we have a phone call. Should we get it now or should we wait? We'll get it now. Okay.
Rita presses a button on the telephone next to her.
Hello, WEVP.
Wow, sounds like a me tangent. I guess this is one of the very few instances where there's voice acting in this game.
Hope you all packed a lunch. Sounds like this is going to be a long one. They should be okay if I wander around a bit. Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
Or should I say, Krah!
Are you staying around town tonight?
Ka, ka.
don't think anyone will mind. Maybe I'll stay here with you. I don't feel like trekking back in this weather. Plus, it's so quiet here at night. Exactly. But even if there were roads nearby, there's something else going on. There's this moment right now before morning where you can't hear any animals, or wind, or even the rain. Not even a bat. I think it's the trees? I don't know. One of our little mysteries. Like the out-of-towner. Oh, really? Do you know him well?
A couple caws, and then a pause as if more are coming, but they never do.
Wow, I had no idea. It was terrible what happened to him. Right. Justice. Someday. What a waste. Sad. Well, have fun. I'm gonna see if Jeff is done. See if Jeff is done. No leaks back here yet. The tapes are safe for the moment. I have a bad feeling the situation won't last. Soon I'll be scrounging for a tarp to protect the video databank. The couch is getting a little damp, but Ben and Bob don't mind. Bob don't seem to mind. Probably too wrapped up in their project. Bob had some theories about Weaver's broadcast. He's considering how she might be tapping into our wires here in town. He built a model, like a proof of concept. This big metal box he could wire up and use to take over our signal. It actually worked, but the thing needed too much power to run. Even a car battery could only keep it going for a few seconds. Weaver's broadcasts just loops and loops, sometimes for hours. Consolidated Power doesn't pay attention to this town anymore, but they still have us on a strict energy budget. There's no way she's plugged into the grid. Oh my god, he's still going. Line's dead. The phone lines are such a mess up here.
Hello? Was that the storm? Or was it the damn phone lines? Man, they're really flaky. Ugh. Business as usual.
He has a really soothing voice.
That's Jeff. He's a regular caller.
He's asleep.
Maya indicates Ron, who has fallen asleep in his chair.
Oh, well. Let him sleep. Okay. Well, let's play the tape. This is tape art. It's a classic around here. I'm excited.
Looks like Mo's got this one all queued up. Way to go, Mo. I should let Maya enjoy the tape. So, if Weaver is a ghost, by some agreed upon definition and mechanics, that means WEVP-TV is haunted. Should we be doing something about that? Aren't she supposed to, like, have an exorcism or something? I mean, you can't just leave a place haunted. That would be negligence. I'd miss her, though. I guess there are good ghosts and bad ghosts. Like spiders. Good in the garden, bad in the shower.
Oh. Loud crashing noise from outside wakes Ron up. What's going on?
What the hell?
What was that?
I'll check it out.
Thanks. Should we go help?
Oh no, he's... Oh, the tape is over. What did you think? That was... Yeah, I like that one. I kind of... That sounded pretty close. Oh no. Is the power out? Or just the lights?
I don't know. It's... I'll take a look. Maybe a fuse blew on a relay or something.
Some stirred rat chewed a wire. Abandoned ship. Just kidding.
Guess I'll take a look around and see if anything's smoking. Oh boy, it's dark in here. I remember at my old place I used to live in. I remember looking at, I was doing some D&D homebrew, I think. Like writing, looking at my player's handbook, the 2014 version at the time. And I remember looking outside. It's like a snowy day. Snowy evening, actually, it was nighttime. And I just remember seeing this bright, like thunderous blink, and then a huge boom. And then followed by another one. And it was just like, so bright. And yeah, the power was out as a result of that, and it turns out 2 transformers. Like one street over and then the one after that had exploded for some reason. Like one after the other. But I remember seeing the light before the sound, and I thought that was so interesting and kind of freaky. It was just so loud. And then the power went out. That was a loud noise.
Also, I'm gonna apologize once again. I did that thing where I was talking as the character, because I seem to do that sometimes. Sometimes I can't tell what voice is active. I'm just trying my best. Anyways, yeah, that Transformer story is true, though. Luckily, I was adjacent to where I used to live. I had a couple, it had a, whatchamacallit, like a stadium or arena was on the grid. So I always felt like I would get power restored versus other people I knew if there was ever a citywide power outage. Because for some reason I guess those places make tons of money, so they're like, hey, we gotta fix that first.
Our little town must seem even more romantic now, huh? If it survives the night. I guess it's up to me to figure out what's going on here. Maybe we should call the falls are definitely dead now. Incredible how dark it gets in here. I wonder if that weird hum in our wires still shows up when the power is out. Of course, can't check because the oscilloscope isn't working. That's the thing about real mysteries. You can't even trust your instruments. Feels like feathers. Oops, sorry, Mo. Are you holding up? I know you hate the dark.
I actually kind of like how it's like she's feeling around in the dark and it's showcasing these silhouettes. So she's just navigating around, unable to see.
I'm not even gonna think about the video databank. It's fine, right? Surely it's fine. It's fine. This storm just wiped this town off the map? Where would everyone go? Would Elmo disappear into the woods? Or go down to the Echo River and ply his trade there? They had weather down there, right? I've been out late for your gig, Arano. One of the projector floats. Oh, poor thing. She's soaked.
Are you having trouble with... Oh, I spoke too soon. I thought your power was out.
Yeah, it's... just came back on. Weird. Good though. You made it. In this storm.
Oh, I never miss the evening broadcast. To be honest, it's the only time I get to share my work. I wonder how many...
I wonder how many people even tune in at this point. Is she just reading her poetry to us here in the studio? Sure, of course. That's great. What happened with the power? That was weird, right?
The power? Oh, it seems like normal kind of thing to happen in a storm.
Yeah, you're right. Just have a eerie feeling tonight.
Oh, you know, Saturn's in retrograde, right?
Sure is. Well, ready to go?
Ready.
Well, I might have to pause this video because I'm kind of reaching a 1 hour mark. Yeah, probably should spend some time with the kiddo and then maybe I can continue this later. But yeah, I will. Oh, you know what? I gotta go out and get corn for the barbecue, so I'm gonna go do that. And then maybe tidy up a bit more, spend some time with the kiddo, and then yeah, go from there. Don't know when people will start showing up. Probably not for another 2 to 3 hours, so maybe I'll play a bit more, or maybe not. But anyways, hey, if you're still here, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm gonna sign off for now. So you take care of yourself. You have a good day, a good afternoon, a good evening. I think we'll continue this later on. And go from there. Deal with these weird ghost stories and the storm and all that stuff. I'm sure it'll tie into chapter 5 at some point. You know, I had thoughts about this game being a ghost story, so maybe, I don't know, maybe Conway, Shannon, and Ezra and all them, maybe they are dead. Maybe it's some sort of weird dream, and then some people can hear their conversations through radios or something. Or maybe there's more to it. This game is unusual.